Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quick Break Games, and welcome to a brand new top 5 video here in the channel. Well, this one's going to be more of a bottom 5 because this time we are doing the top 5 worst LEGO games before LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Now, this list does not consider every LEGO game from all time. This considers the LEGO games from 2005 with the original LEGO Star Wars, all the way through to 2019 with the LEGO Movie 2 game. So any of the LEGO games between that time period, at least the mainline ones on the home consoles and PC, not like any of the mobile spin-offs or anything like that. This is just the main LEGO games that we're going to be considering for this list. And once again, this is just my opinion, so you know, a lot of you guys may disagree with me in the comments below. That's okay. In fact, I think it would be pretty cool if you guys left your own top 5 worst LEGO games before Skywalker Saga in the comments below. So let me know your ranking, and I'll kind of look at it, and maybe we can kind of compare. It'll be a kind of a fun discussion about what the worst LEGO games are so far. And so yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here with number 5. So at number 5, we have the LEGO Movie video game from 2014. So this game is obviously based off of the original LEGO Movie from 2014, and I did not care for this LEGO game too much. And for the time that this game released in 2014, it's actually a fairly short LEGO game, especially on content. So this was around the time we were getting like massive LEGO games for the first time. Like we just recently had the LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1 game, the original, and we also had LEGO Batman 3 later that same year. So this one kind of feels lacking in comparison to what we were getting at the time. So you can probably 100% this game and do everything there is to do in about 15 hours. And if you just want to play the story, probably about 5 hours. So yeah, this game is not too lengthy, at least compared to a lot of the modern LEGO games that we have now. This game also just had less to do in each level. Instead of the usual 10 mini-kits, there's these 5 golden manuals that you have to collect in each level. And there's just less replayability there. Now this game also doesn't have its own cutscenes. Instead, they're just like reused, like copy and pasted clips from the movie itself. Like you literally are just watching pieces of the movie before you play each level, which I guess is kind of cool, but I don't know, that feels a little bit lazy to me. I think it would be cool if they actually animated their own cutscenes for the game. There's definitely been other movie games, you know, outside the LEGO sphere that have done this before. So yeah, with just pulling clips from the movie seems a little bit lazy. Now there are actually several hub worlds in this game, but they are smaller. But I will say they are fun to explore, and they're actually where you get the red bricks in this game. So they actually kind of give you something to do within the hub world with these red bricks. They didn't just throw them into the levels. So I think that's kind of a cool feature. So I did put this game at number 5 on this list. So I definitely think it's the least bad game on this list. But I just think it's lacking in polish and content. And I definitely don't hate this game or anything like that. It's just that I think it is a bottom tier LEGO game compared to all the other LEGO games that we've gotten. So that's why this one comes in at number 5. Alright, so at number 4 we have LEGO Indiana Jones 2. The adventure continues from 2009. So this game is basically a massive downgrade of the original LEGO Indiana Jones game in every way, and I'm basically going to explain why here. Now first off, I will give TT Games credit in that they did really try to innovate with this game compared to the previous LEGO games. If you look at all the LEGO games up to this point, this one changed up the formula quite a bit. Unfortunately, their attempts just didn't land. So first off, this game removes one of my favorite features from the LEGO games, and that's the fact that the LEGO games have these main central hub worlds where you buy characters, select levels, and stuff like that, and instead it gives you these smaller like open worlds to explore and go from level to level in that way. Now the reason I don't like these LEGO Indy 2 hub worlds is that they don't really have any heart or character like the previous hubs. Now Dexter's Diner, Mos Eisley Cantina, or Barnett College, or even the Batcave from the previous LEGO games are all very iconic and memorable. With these hub worlds, I don't think a lot of people are going to remember these in the years to come. At least I don't think they have now that this game's over 10 years old. Now these hubs just aren't as detailed. The camera is zoomed out quite a bit, like it's more of a bird's eye view camera angle compared to the previous games, and they're just very forgettable. Now let's talk about the levels. The levels are now super short in comparison to the previous LEGO games. There's more of them than in the past LEGO games, but they're all like super short. Like a lot of them are just taking place in like one room, and they don't really have any collectibles in them because this game's collectibles have all been moved to those bland hub worlds. So the levels are just very basic compared to the previous LEGO games. Again, they're just like one room long, and they're really not that fun to play. So yeah, that's another reason why I don't really like this game as much. One big positive I will say about this game that I want to throw in real quick is the inclusion of online play. So you can actually play with your friends around the world, at least on the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions of the game. The servers are still up as far as I know on both of those consoles. Now very few LEGO games actually have this online play feature, so it's a bit unfortunate in my opinion that they decided to give it to one of the worst LEGO games. Now another reason reason why I don't like this game as much is that the focus of this game and the reason this game even exists in the first place is because of Indiana Jones 4: The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is largely considered by most people to be the worst Indiana Jones film. So that definitely doesn't help this game at all, the fact that its entire existence is based off of the worst movie in the franchise. So yeah, if you're given the opportunity to play LEGO Indiana Jones 1 or 2, I'd definitely choose the first one any day of the week. It's pretty much better in every way. It's got way more detailed levels with more mechanics. It's got a better, more iconic hub world. There's just more to do in general, and that's why this game comes in at number 4 on the list. So at number 3 on the list, we have the LEGO Ninjago movie video game from 2017. Now, unless you're a Ninjago fan, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't even know that this game existed. I'm not even sure if TT Games knows, because this game had basically no hype or marketing around it back when it came out in late 2017. Now, this game is based off of the Ninjago movie. I've never watched Ninjago, so I don't know anything about it firsthand, but I've heard from everyone that are fans of the show that the show is way better than the movie. So essentially, this game has the same problem sort of as Indiana Jones 2, where it's based off of a movie that people don't like, or at least they would have preferred it to be based off of the show. So yeah, just the whole concept of what this game is based on isn't really a good foundation for the game itself. Now, I have a suspicion that this game must have been rushed because it is severely lacking in content. I don't think they had time to make both the game's levels and the hub world, so they're like, you know what, let's just combine them together, because the levels in this game are actually the game's hub worlds as well. So as you're playing through the levels, that's going to be the hub that you're actually exploring outside of the levels themselves as well. So they're not even a separate thing in this game. And much like the LEGO movie game, this also has no cutscenes and just sort of reuses clips from the movie, which again, I don't really care for. In addition, this game's performance is optimized pretty poorly. I originally played this on an Xbox One X, and this game runs at like a solid 20 FPS in certain areas, like in the city hub world. Although on Xbox Series X now, on next gen, the performance does seem to be closer to the 30 FPS that they were aiming for here. But you really shouldn't need a newer console than what the game was originally designed for just to get a decent frame rate. So that's pretty unacceptable in my opinion. I imagine it can only be worse on the other versions of the game, like the Nintendo Switch and stuff like that. So yeah, they definitely didn't optimize this game too well to actually run on the consoles that it was made for. So yeah, I did not care for this game too much. The fact that the hubs and levels were the same thing, and really they weren't even that fun to explore, and the game just ran poorly. And for all these reasons, that's why the LEGO Ninjago movie game comes in at number 3. Alright, so at number 2 we have the LEGO Movie 2 video game from 2019, the newest LEGO game before Skywalker Saga, and a lot of you guys were probably expecting this to be at number 1, but no, I'm putting it at number 2 on this list. And this game is just not very good. Much like Indiana Jones 2, this game tries to innovate and sort of stray away from the classic LEGO game formula, and it just doesn't work for me. So much like the LEGO Ninjago movie game, this game doesn't have really its own levels. The open world hub are the levels. These levels are made up of Lego bricks, which I guess is sort of cool. You know, typically in Lego games, things are made up of non-Lego material a lot of the time, but these hubs are just so bland looking. And I would say that this game throws out more of the awesome Lego game formula than even Lego Indiana Jones 2 did. Like in this game, there are no minikits, there's no stud bars to get true Jedi or whatever to fill up in each level. The gameplay is essentially going from planet to planet doing different tasks that various characters instruct you to do. Throughout the game, there's this arrow pointing where you go, so you really don't have to even pay attention to what's going on in this game. Lego games, you know, aren't supposed to be super difficult or anything like that, but sometimes they do require you to figure out a puzzle or something like that. Not this game. You basically just follow the arrows the whole time. Usually you have to talk to different characters. You'll be done with the story in about 2 to 3 hours, so it's definitely probably the shortest Lego game in this list. And going for 100% will probably only take about 10 to 15 hours, so this game is almost like shorter than the original Lego Star Wars game from 2005. Now, a feature that you would think is awesome about this game is that there's a ton of playable characters, but the problem is it's not very awesome because everyone has the exact same abilities in this game. Like, there's no unique identity with each of these characters. Every character plays the same, so these really aren't characters, they're really just skins. So Superman can't fly, use heat vision or anything like that. The Flash can't run fast. And I pretty much just stuck with playing as Emmett, the default character the entire game, because there's really no motivation and the game gives you really no reason to use anyone else. So yes, the LEGO Movie 2 game has really plain, bare looking levels to explore. The gameplay is basically just following an arrow and talking to NPC characters the whole time, and when you do get involved in the combat, it feels very clunky with really bad animations compared to the other LEGO games, and there's just really not much content here because you can beat the game so quickly. So if you want to play a LEGO Movie game, I definitely stick with the first one, even though I did rank it at number 5 on this list. I do think it's at least a decent game. This game is just not very good at all, and that's why the LEGO Movie 2 video game comes in at number 2. And at number 1, the worst LEGO game on my list is LEGO Worlds from 2017. Now this might be a little bit controversial to put at number 1, but this game just isn't for me. Now I really feel like TT Games wanted LEGO Worlds to be like the next Minecraft. You can really tell that they put a lot of effort into this game and wanted to be really ambitious, which makes sense, but this game just didn't land. So in this game, you land in these big open worlds made of Lego bricks, very similar to the levels in the Lego Movie 2 video game. So I think they probably reused a lot of assets from this game when they made the Lego Movie 2 game a couple years later. And here you essentially build whatever you want. So once you encounter various objects in the open world, you unlock these objects to then place them wherever you want to build your open world within this game. There's also characters on the various worlds that give you tasks to do, like building certain things, but there really wasn't enough here to keep me invested. And the building controls are also very clunky. Like the way the game pauses and you scroll through a massive list of items that you've encountered, it just didn't feel as intuitive as something like Minecraft. And this is just a personal thing for me, but I prefer having levels to play through with a sort of end goal of beating the level, getting all the collectibles, characters, and stuff like that like you typically do in a LEGO game, but this game just doesn't offer that. It's basically just go from world to world and build stuff, and I prefer to have more structure in my games. Also, much like LEGO Indiana Jones 2, this game also includes online play, and this is the last LEGO game to include it as of the time of this recording, so there is that. So if you wanted to play a LEGO game online with friends, that is one redeeming factor of this game, I will say. So for you guys watching, you may be the type that loves creating things without any real objective and just kind of going in an open world and doing whatever you want. But like I said at the beginning of this segment, this game just really isn't for me. And this is definitely the LEGO game I had the desire to play the least out of all of them. And that's why I had to put it at number 1 on my ranking as the worst LEGO game before LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So that's going to do it for this list. So let me know what you thought of my top 5 worst LEGO games before the release of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Did you agree with my list or not? Again, put your own list down in the comments below. I'm sure some people wouldn't have expected maybe LEGO Worlds to be on there. Maybe a lot of people expected the LEGO Movie 2 game. Maybe there's a game that you think is really bad that should have been on this list. Like maybe you want to be controversial and you want to put LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga on this list or something like that. Let me know in the comments below. But other than that, that's going to do it for this top 5. So like this video if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if you didn't. Let me know why you didn't in the comments. So subscribe for more videos like this. We're going to be heavily covering LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. In fact, we might be already if you're watching this in the future. So definitely subscribe. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.